To Toronto.
Thank you very much for having me.
Is this your first time here?
My third time here. Yeah.
And how do you like it?
I love it. Can I say anything else? I'm supposed to love it, right? On the camera at least, yeah, I love it.
So we want to know what gives you the courage to speak about some of the things that you talk about in your videos.
I think if you're the kind of person that has ideas, you kind of come frustrated if you just bottle them inside. So for me, it's more like an outlet, you know. It's nerve-wracking, but for me, it means it's harder for me to keep it inside than it is to project it out. So it's kind of, I'm compelled to do that.
And you know you're here during Fashion Week in Toronto. Yes, and you look very fashionable. Tell us what you're wearing.
I'd be totally lying if I knew what I was wearing. It was last minute. I had my friend who's a stylist. I said, yo, just tell me what looks good slightly, and I think he kind of got it right. Okay, yeah.
Awesome. So we're going to ask you, we wanted to know what's the next topic that you think you're going to do a video on? What political issue or what contentious issue or even what spiritual issue are you thinking about right now for your next video?
I think there's a very big spiritual subject that I'm afraid to broach, and it's in the context of like religions and how they divide people and how people judge each other based on their religious background as opposed to based on their relationship with each other. So that's something I've been toying with for a long time. Whether I ever delve into it, I don't know. Hopefully I do, maybe, I don't know. But that's something that's been on my mind for a long time.
I'm doing well.
So what made you want to, okay.
Hotline Bling, Hotline Bling.
Okay, have you seen the Drake Hotline Bling video?
Obviously, yeah.
And what do you think about it?
I mean, I respect him. Any rapper that can come on TV and dance like that, the respect has to fly up. He really don't care about anything. That's cool.
What's your favorite dance move from it?
I don't know. What's the names? I like the cha-cha, but I like the one he does with his leg as well, you know? No, I'm not a dancer, but yeah, the one he does, I like that one. It's cool.
Thank you so much for talking to us. Bye.
One day, TV met the internet. Now, after a few drinks, things got pretty intense. And the TV asked the internet if she'd like to come back to his place. I'm sure you guys can imagine what happened after that. So 4 months later, TV's previewing the latest episodes of Friends when he gets an email from the internet saying, I'm pregnant. TV says, I neglected mine, you know I had my antivirus on extra tight, and unless you want to go to court and testify, have a good day, goodbye. But the internet was a strong individual, and 9 months later, she gave birth to a beautiful baby, which she called YouTube. Now, although YouTube was an orphan, he would grow to have many friends who would eventually call him family. He would share his views all over the world. People would listen. Some would hate him, some would fear him, but millions would love him. He would change many lives and create many jobs. He'd build companies and change the world forever. Now, one day, his father would return to him and apologize for leaving him. He'd regret that he'd left him to fend for himself. But YouTube would smile, because this is what made him stronger. His independence encouraged him and many others that it was okay to just do you. That day is not yet, but it'll come eventually. Trust me. Now, I met YouTube when he was about 7 years old. And like most of us at that age, he was struggling to find his place in this world. And I wanted to show him how much I appreciated him. So like any good friend, I wrote him a thank you letter. Dear YouTube, I want to say thank you for believing in me. Because when the real world scolded me, molded me, and told me to go and get a real job, you supported me. And when I had them buried in the graveyard that my insecurities had built in my head, thank you for bringing them, my dreams, back to life. Thank you for giving me a voice, because you was the jug that was always half full whenever I wanted to pour my heart out into it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for showing me that there were more important views and more profitable ones than the ones that I was forced to believe at home. Thank you for turning my bedroom into a Hollywood production studio, every bathroom into a photography booth, my PC into a TV, and my camera into a life support machine. Because every time I turned it on, it saved my life. Thank you for the opportunity But most importantly, thank you for allowing me to be me. Because you see, YouTube, you're not just a hybrid of television, you're a mouthpiece for a generation. You're the place where you don't need to be ashamed of your sex, gender, or your age. It's the place where the hyper-masculine truck driver who enjoys watching ballet can find millions of other truck drivers who enjoy wearing tutus on their off day. It's a fountain of youth for the youth, the holy grail for the holy and the unholy as well. It's the Excalibur for those who are unafraid to shoulder the burden of being King Arthur in their own kingdoms. And if you're into sightseeing, it happens to be one of the most interesting sights in the world, pun intended. So this is a message for the creators. Be proud that you've adopted this love child. Be good foster parents, because regardless of whether you know it or not, you're standing on the podium of history. And I know at times it may seem unsteady, but you and YouTube are helping to create the future for the next generation.